the prairie, and I am sorry I have been MIA for, well, basically since starting the channel. I had actually uploaded, or not uploaded, I had recorded 2 videos, and my phone, which is so old, and I need to replace it, but the volume, it does weird things with the volume for some reason. And this time when I recorded 2 videos like a month ago, when I went to go edit them, there was nothing, no voice that it had recorded. It had only recorded the picture. So I finally have a chance here. All the kids are inside, and so I thought I'd do a quick garden tour because I've spent the last month canning, not all from our garden, but what I have gotten so far, I've been canning, and my garden is like wonderfully pathetic. So it's good and bad. I've like these tomatoes. Wow, yeah, I did not realize. First of all, I didn't realize you prune tomatoes, so that was a learning curve. And then I pruned them once, and I don't know why. I thought, see, I'm not a gardener. A green thumb is not my natural. It's not my natural state of being. I'm more of an animal, like warm-blooded type keeper aliver. So the plants are not my thing. They've done really good, but I didn't realize you had to prune them and prune them so often. And so now that I'm like getting ready to have my second go at like the tomatoes getting ready to ripen here again, wow, it's just exploded all of a sudden, and I was not ready for that. So anyway, I'm just going to give you a quick tour of what we got. Hopefully my stinking audio records. It's really infuriating. I think I'm just going to have to get a new phone here soon, because on my other channel we will be getting close to kidding, and I usually put up kidding videos, and now I'm going to be furious if all those videos don't record because of the audio. So anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to give you a quick garden tour, show you what I got, and go from there. So these are my tomatoes. Oh my goodness, they have exploded. I promise you, they were pruned down about a month ago, and now they've just, oh wow, there's just like, holy Moses, they've just taken off. We've already pulled, or I should say Jack already pulled all of the carrots. We had just a group of carrots down here, and then over here, see, in my, oh, this one, isn't this just it's just a disaster. See, neither Brandon and I had the time to put up the tomato cages, and so Brandon, like kind of at the last minute, like a month ago, just put up pieces of cattle panel here to try and control the mess, and it just did not. This box, even though it is definitely producing, it is a huge failure. And then I had the genius idea, not realizing how ginormous the tomatoes could get, put the cucumbers in with the tomatoes, and that was just a bad idea. It was a really, really bad idea. But there's boatloads of cucumbers, so I guess it is working, just not very well. Pretty sure this is some type of, I don't even know, blight maybe? I don't know. I have to look into it. I'm kind of at the point now where this entire box is just a loss because it's just overrun, and so I'm just going to collect what I can off of it and just call it good. So over here is just a bunch of different gourds and pumpkins, and they've actually done really, really good, but the squash bugs, I've seen on different gardening pages where the squash bugs, basically, from my understanding, once you see you have squash bugs, then it's too late, and I don't know, that's kind of what happened here. I don't know if that's true or not, but once I noticed them, I noticed that plant started to die, and I'm assuming that's why they're starting to die. So we'll get a few cool pumpkins off of these guys, but oh well, such is life. See, I don't even know. I think these, can you even see that? I don't even know. Some of the cool ones, I planted the goofy looking gourds, and there's a few of them that have decided to grow. Jack's pretty excited. He loves his pumpkins. And so then over here was another mistake. Huge mistake. Okay, I'll start over here. This strawberry box is doing amazing. It's taken off. It has bunches of runners. There are loads, I don't know if you can see, loads of strawberries coming in. They're just really thick. They look really good. And strangely enough, this box, I don't know if I've ever weeded it. It just doesn't have weeds in it. I don't know why, but it just hasn't. Now, this box has had lots of grass in it, as you can tell, and a grasshopper. I've definitely let this box go, but worse than letting it go is I had the other genius idea of planting my watermelons in this box, not actually assuming that they would take root, because the other ones that I had planted like over in that area, every time I would plant them, they'd sprout, and then it's like something was snipping them off like right at the base of the seedling. And so I planted them in this box thinking like, they're not going to grow. I'll give it one more shot. And lo and behold, like I have all of these watermelons, and this is actually a strawberry box. And so like, and this was Brandon's strawberry box that I accidentally destroyed. So yeah, and the beans have been phenomenal producers for me. I think I've probably canned, oh man, I could have easily, I'd have to go down and count, but probably, and the box looks terrible now, and that's because the grass finally, like I said, I've been canning the last month, and so I haven't been out here like I should. And the bean box actually was the better looking box, and the grass took it over, but I have 40 to 60 pints in our basement of beans that we've canned just from this little box. I mean, and there's still, I bet if I like got down in here, yeah, we're starting to get towards the end, but like there's still some beans in here that I could collect today. And so that box has been really good. The potatoes have been a strange, I don't really know what to make of the potatoes. So I planted them way later than I should have. And then, I want to say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of like the 8 sprouts that I planted, or whatever you call them, that I planted took off, and this one did really, really good. But I've started kind of checking and digging to see what's in there, and like what's there is just these itty bitty little baby, and they're not really getting much bigger. And to be honest with you, I haven't taken the time to like check and see how you know when potatoes are done. So I need to do that. But this box, I don't know, it was just kind of an experiment, and I would say overall it went well, but something, I don't know if I'm nutrient deficient somewhere, water deficient, or too much water or something. And so I have to spend some time this winter trying to figure out how to fix this. And then peppers need way more water. Like these little guys are so sensitive to their water intake in their environment, more so than I ever could have imagined. And even though like we've been getting peppers, they're just like these little baby things. They're just itty bitty little bell peppers. And so, I mean, I'm happy that we've gotten those, but they're just so small. And so anyway, oh, and then the wheat, we ended up having to, so this little spot was a plot of wheat, but it just didn't, the grass just took it over. And I don't know, I'm not even going to pretend for a second to know enough about the chemicals that you're supposed to use or I think you're supposed to put down a pre-emergent to prevent the grass from competing with the wheat, because wheat is a grass, something like that. But either way, we didn't do it, and the grass just took it over. Like the wheat didn't stand a chance. Once it actually started to head out, there was no chance. And then the corn, like for our family, I think these 7 or 8 rows that we planted would have been perfect, but it all came in and was ready so fast that we probably got a half of it actually picked and like canned, and the other half we just didn't get to it in time because we were busy right around the time that the corn, so we actually have to go through and actually cut all that down and clean it up. But I got probably about half of it canned. But yeah, and there were other problems too, like the ears. Again, this is more like Brandon's language, not mine. I don't know what the proper terminology is, but the cobs weren't completely filled. The rows weren't. I know there's something to do with like improper pollination, when the rows, like each little kernel of corn doesn't come in a clean row if they're kind of crooked. And we had a lot of that, a lot of weird issues. And I don't know, we're in a drought, and it's been a weird summer. And so although the corn was really well watered, who knows, it could have been so many other things. And so I guess we'll just have to try again next year and see how it turns out. Of the garden so that I can go back and watch it next spring to not make the same mistakes again, because I always tell myself that I have really good memory, and I don't. I have a terrible memory, and I will forget all of this. And so this is my way of guaranteeing that I will hopefully not make these same mistakes next year. But anyway, I I wanted to do, and I still could do, because I have apples that I want to can yet this fall. I have boatloads of tomatoes. I wanted to do more canning videos, but canning is just something I want to do it, but I don't feel comfortable teaching it because there's just so many safety things that have to be taken into consideration, and so I don't want to put anybody, at risk of doing something incorrectly. And so, but I'll have to show you that my wall of canning, what all I have done so far. I'm working on pickles today, sweet pickles, and then like I said, I got all these darn tomatoes to get through and lots of apples. We don't have apples. We actually just bought 2 apple trees and 2 peach trees, and then I want to plant blueberry bushes this fall too, but we go apple picking in the fall. There's a few orchards around us, and so we're going to take the kids and go apple picking, and then I'll do apple butter and sliced apples and all sorts of different apple recipes. But anyway, with that, we'll catch you in our next video.